Many people say that when you have something every day, even if it's very special, you will consider it not important at all because you take it for granted. That's maybe what happened to people living in a wonderful place like Sulmona and the Valle Peligna. They don't believe in their city potentiality and didn't take enough care of it. Believing in your own city's strength is not so difficult if many people from the other parts of the world came and decided to build their nest up here. In the past years, many people came here for tourism, but one couple captured our attention: Linda and Timothy Jenkins. Linda is a famous Italian-American writer and blogger who loves to travel and enjoys good food. After several visits to Sulmona, they decided to buy an house to better enjoy the Sulmonese lifestyle. But now, let's find out how their journey began.
Began a little more than 3 years ago. I was bringing a group of friends to Italy, and a friend of mine named Mario Scalzi, who owns Parker Villas, a company in Massachusetts that rents villas throughout Italy, said to me, because we had rented from him before, "You will like Abruzzo. I don't send most of my clients to Abruzzo because they want to go to Roma, Firenze, and Venezia. But I will send you to Sulmona." And so he gave us 2 places to go. First to Sulmona and then up to Civitella del Tronto. So we got a taste of Abruzzo, this area, and then up in the north. And I brought a group of, I think there were 12 of us all together. I brought a group of 12 people, and we stayed here just for 4 nights, but we absolutely fell in love with Sulmona and didn't want to leave, but we had a good time in Civitella del Tronto as well. But there was something about Sulmona that made us come back 3 years later, and some friends of ours who were on that trip, Louis and Vittoria Siriani, who are neighbors of ours in Massachusetts, said that they were interested in buying a small place in Italy, and would we be interested as well? And we said, of course. And we talked about where to go. And they have some relatives up near Lake Como and in the Milan area. And we thought, yeah.
She's from...
But Vittoria, is from Abruzzo. And so we said, let's look at Sulmona. And when we were here the first time, we went on a tour of the Abbey in Badia and met Novelia Gianantonio. And Novelia stayed in contact with me. And we told her that we were looking for an apartment and could she help us. And so she did, and we ultimately, last May, saw several apartments and bought one right around the corner here. And this is our first time, Tim and I, this is our first time back in Sulmona as apartment owners. So it was a 3-year journey, but we very much loved Sulmona and decided to make something of a life here.
I think Sulmona is very beautiful, and then there's another very special thing about Sulmona, which is the people. Mm-hmm. And we've been very lucky. We've literally been adopted by a family, and as have many other people from different places.
From Australia.
Australia.
And the United States.
Santa Barbara in California.
New Zealand. This
New
family
Zealand.
is very welcoming, and we never would have been able to buy the apartment or just transition here as easily without them. So the people, and of course the food. You didn't mention
I
the
never
food.
mentioned
the food.
food.
Is good. The wine is good. We're happy, and the art.
We're in a restaurant.
The music, poetry. We're looking forward to opera. We're looking forward
yes.
to the literature, and so we somehow strangely feel at home here, even though we've traveled widely throughout Italy. And my family is not from here. My grandmother was from Salerno. My grandfather is from just outside of Siena. So I don't have roots here, but our friend Vittoria does. Her mother is from Castel de Sangro, and her father is from Pescara. So she has roots here, so it all worked out.
Small world.
Yeah, small world.
And Vicky, they own the apartment with us. The first time she went to Castel de Sangro, somebody literally picked her out off the street and squeezed her, I guess, on the cheek and said,
"Where are your people from?"
Where are your people from?
And because they recognized
they knew
her,
we were Americans.
Certainly recognized her as Abruzzese, but knew
the rest of us were Americans.
Yes, but they picked her out.
This is our other home, and we're excited about getting to know many things. And I went skiing today. I love to ski, so I got to go up to go skiing for the first time, and that was magnificent. The mountains
It was a wonderful day.
Beautiful, beautiful snow.
I don't ski, and it was beautiful for me too. So
good challenging runs. It was great. So we're very pleased, and we hope to be able to contribute.
I think the aqueduct was the first thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
That was very unusual, and Piazza Garibaldi, that whole area, the downtown, the fountain, the Vecchio fountain, just a good feel to the city. Walkable, the park right in the middle of the city. These are things that are rare in the United States. And of course the mountains.
The mountains as a backdrop.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
And let's see here. We started to eat. So we went to one restaurant after another and enjoyed the food. We enjoyed the mercato, buying food at the mercato and other things.
But I think driving in, and this is kind of a funny story too, when we first arrived, we were in three cars, I think. There were 12 people. There must have been 3 cars. And for some reason, we were the last car to arrive. By the time we got here, cars were not allowed to drive in the Centro Storico, but we were driving, and we caused a little bit of panic among the pedestrians.
Or actually, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yes, we were scolded.
So we started off on the wrong foot.
But driving in and driving past and under and around the piazza and through the aqueduct
we got to see
marvelous.
it all. So immediately
we
were like,
whoa! Even if we shouldn't have, we saw it, and
we were happy.
It was great. We were very happy to be here.
That was good. And then the next thing that was amazing was to go out to the monastery, and there we met. We were walking around and we asked for an English-speaking guide, and Novelia,
and that's when we met
Giantonio came out, and she is a larger-than-life person, and she entertained us. Her family had lived in Canada when she was a young woman, a teenager. She has reached out to many people around the world, and they're all coming here like birds and stopping and building nests, and I guess that's what we've done.
We've built a nest.
We built a nest. it's always hard to see what you have if you've always had it, because it's totally familiar.
Yeah, you take it for granted.
Even this wonderful little hotel where we're sitting in, the Hotel Ovidius. We had breakfast right here this morning with a view of the mountains on all sides, out these windows, seeing the valley. This is a nice way to start your day, with good food, a buffet, and very reasonably priced compared to what we're used to. Very good quality.
And also, the differentiation is that in Rome and Florence and Venice, where most American tourists go, maybe where most everybody goes, at least goes at first, has a certain kind of experience, and it's a wonderful experience. But to me, at least, and I think to a certain kind of traveler who's interested in food, who's interested in the beauty of surroundings and not just a big city, who's interested in relating with the people in the town and really finding out about the history, and it's an overused expression, but finding a more authentic experience. That's what you have to offer here. And I don't know, we were talking to the women who run Welcome to Sulmona, the website, yesterday, and hearing about some of the frustrations, which we've heard from other people as well, about the fact that there really is no regional effort, collaborative effort to market Abruzzo, and there should be. And I don't know, where Sulmona is now relative to L'Aquila, and that L'Aquila is not what it used to be anymore. Will it ever be? I don't know if the eagle will rise again. But, you've got something here and in these surrounding cities that is so special, to take people to Scano and Santo Stefano and Castrovalva and Campo di Fiori and skiing and all these wonderful places. It's amazing. You've got a wonderful story to tell. Pacentro. Pratola, of course. I was talking, while Tim was skiing this morning, I was talking to a man who was there with his wife and daughter. They're from the farthest end of the boot, and they come up here to ski every year, and they love it. So you have a wonderful story to tell, and word of mouth is good. I will do my best. Welcome to Sulmona is doing its best. Novelia is doing her best. But it would be wonderful to see the word get out in a much larger way. And maybe not, because do you want the place overrun with tourists? I don't know. So that's your double-edged sword. You want people to come, and I think maybe equally as important, you want the people who live in Sulmona to appreciate what it is they have.
Yeah, and maybe more. Maybe, honestly, that's the most important.
I'm bringing a small group here in July, and I have pretty much the tour all planned out, and I know we're going to be some wonderful restaurants in town. We're going to Scano, we're going to Santo Stefano, and we have a friend from Massachusetts who traveled with us on the very first trip we took here in Italy, and he wants to spend a few days in Rome since he's here. When we went before, we flew into Milan and we drove, for hours and hours and hours. But here he's going to fly into Rome, and he said, should I do Rome at the end of the trip or at the beginning of the trip? And I said, no, do Rome first. Get that out of your system. And then come and see the real Italy. I love Rome. There's nothing like it. But this, to me, is so much more from the heart, with the people and the food and the mountains, and you can relax, and there's wonderful craftspeople, it's and the music.
People making walking sticks.
Tim was going to go skiing yesterday, and instead we went from one thing to another thing to another thing, just talking to people in town, even though We know 20 words in Italian. It works. It works.
Yes.
People have patience with us, and we will learn more.
And I truly love to ski. And I can ski in lots of places and have. But I would rather spend the day in
meeting people.
Sulmona, meeting people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think...
This is a place to come to.
I think Sulmona and the whole valley. The whole valley is amazing. And I wouldn't want to forget everybody in the valley. I mean, we happen to use Sulmona as a base, but I know in Italy many people think of their village where they're from, and they have very close ties and family. In America, it's not like that. We're all spread out all over.
Yeah, hardly anybody lives where they came from anymore.
Yes, it's a little bit crazy. That's another very good thing in Italy, to have that family. We marveled today again at watching father with his bambina, and he's apparently just doting over his little daughter up at the ski area, and we don't see that.
No, you don't.
We just don't see that in America. So that's another wonderful thing. Again, you don't want to lose those. Those are special things.
The exchange through different cultures is the key to the improvement of both. Different points of view from people that look at us from outside is a great deal because their judgment is over any influence.